Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulihil Kareem. So now we're moving on to the eighth, totally a 13. We're in the eighth scenario where something is brought contrary to its normal rules. So here we have idmar and idhar. What does idmar mean? Admara yudhmiru idmaran, to hide, conceal. And then here it means to bring a dhamir. And adhara yudhiru idharan, to express and to make clear and to be open about something. To make it zahir, apparent. So idhar means to bring an ismul zahir, meaning not a pronoun but a normal noun. So what he's saying here, that there are certain scenarios where normally you would bring a zahir. But instead of bringing an ismul zahir, what do you bring? An ismul dhamir. So you bring a dhamir instead of ismul zahir. Okay? One of the reasons here is كالدعاء. idda'a yadda'i, to claim. To claim. Anna marji az-zamir, to claim that the marji of the zamir, meaning the antecedent of the zamir, with the pronoun refers back to, is da'imul hudur fi dhihni. It is always in the mind. There's no need to mention it explicitly. Let's say, for example, let's say it's Ramadan and you saw a person who's mature, healthy, he has no reason and he's eating, hiding in somewhere. Say, he's watching you. Who's the he referring to? Allah. So because the context is such that automatically it's a he, that person understands straight away the zamir is referring to. So by not bringing a zamir, it gives a fa'idah that look, everybody knows who I'm talking about. It is only one possible thing here. And كقول الشاعر, like the poem saying, أبت الوصال مخافة الرقباء وأتتك تحت مدارئ الظلماء. Aba ya'ba is to refuse. Okay, aba, to refuse, to deny, to stop, to prohibit, say no, I'm not going to do this. Asa. So abat is what? Wahid mu'annas ghaib. The he is zamir inside of this. But this has not been mentioned previously, who it refers to. But again, the poet is saying this to express that, look, it's so obvious that I don't have to mention who it is. It's my mahbuba, my beloved. So what he's saying here, wisal, wasala yasilu waslan, to meet. So wisal is when you meet somebody else. So abatil wisala makhafat al-ruqaba. Raqibun jama' ruqaba is like a haris, a guard, supervisor. Or you can say here, well, were they actually supervisors, or she's saying that people looking at us and talking about us, if you got society like where people don't meet like this. So everybody's, all the aunties looking out the window, okay, who's going? You know, they're looking out the window peeping, like who's going, who's coming? So maybe they weren't ruqaba, they weren't actually guards, but what? He's calling the people ruqaba. So the ruqaba is the plural of raqib. Okay? So she refused to meet me. Meet me. Why? مخافة الرقباء مفعول له. For fear of the what? For fear of the people or the guards. He expressed them as guards. وأتتك, and she came to you. She came to you when? تحت مدارئ الظلماء. ظلماء is darkness. And madari is a kind of a cloak that people wear at night. So he's called the cloak. The cloak or the garment of what? Darkness. So what's the cloak of darkness? Metaphorically speaking. Night. So she came to you under the cloak of night. As if she wore the cloak of night on top of her and she came. Meaning she came at night time. Obviously no lights and no street lights then. So she came at night time and it's very dark. So that's what it's saying here. Abatil wisala, she refused to meet for fear of the guards. And she came to you under the cloak of darkness. So the istishhad, and the point we're trying to prove here is that this zamir has no marji' mentioned explicitly in this poem or the poem before. But because you can claim that, look, it's so common, the sha'ir is doing iddia, he's doing a claim that the zamir's marji', who is referring back to, is known by everybody, there's no need to mention it explicitly. Do you understand? So al-fa'ilu zamirun, the fa'il in here is zamir. لم يتقدم له مرجع. This zamir has no antecedent before it. فمقتضى الظاهر الإظهار. So the normal rule would have been, you should have mentioned أي أبت المحبوبة أبت بنت فلان. But by not mentioning it, you're claiming that it is so obvious, I don't need to mention it. Okay, an example of this is coming in the Quran. قل من كان عدوا لجبريل. Say, whoever is an enemy for Jibreel, فإنه, indeed Jibreel, نزله, has revealed it upon my heart. Reveal what upon my heart? The Quran, the Wahy. So here, even though the zamir has not been mentioned explicitly, in this context it is known. So it's kind of a balagha and kind of rhetoric in here, which shows that, look, it's so obvious and it's so known. There's only one thing here. So you don't need to, so it brings it's a type of qasr, type of mubalagha as well. Not mubalagha, type of qasr. Where you, not qasr, ijaz. Ijaz al-qasr. Right? By not bringing the ism zahir, you're saving words. And you don't have to mention because it's already known. Okay? You got it? Achha. Now in here basically what he's talking about is Zamiru Shan. So before we explain the text of the text, what we're saying here is that the Arabs sometimes, so wait, let's just read this definition, it explains a lot. That they have something called Zamir al-Shan. Okay? What is Zamir al-Shan? You have Zamiru Ghaib. First of all, it's a Zamir. And what is it? Which sigha is it in? Ghaib. Either Muzakkar or Mu'annas. Usually Muzakkar, it can come Mu'annas sometimes. Okay? Lam yasbiq lahu marji'. It has no antecedent. So let's say for example, in the middle of nowhere, you say Huwa. Huwa al-kitabu mufidun. So, who does Huwa refer to? It's a Zamir, it's Ghaib, there's no previous antecedent. There's no antecedent for it. Yufassaru, this Zamir is expressed by this. This sentence after it clarifies it. Okay? And when is this used? To show, well, this book is really good. So when you want to express that this is so, this thing is wow, amazing. You say huwa, to give ta'zeem and ihtimam of the ma ba'd al-zamir. So even if it's a pronoun, it doesn't refer to anything. You don't translate it. And for example, Allah says in the Quran, huwa Allahu ahad. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. So really, it's qul, say, Allahu ahad. Who does the huwa zamir refer back to? Nobody. If it was zamir al-fasl, it would be what? Allahu huwa ahad. That's zamir al-fasl. It's not zamir al-fasl. This is by itself. This is different. This is huwa comes first. It has no antecedent. Here, this is the antecedent is here. But when huwa comes first, there's no antecedent. There's no marji'. So this is called Zamir al-Shan. And if it's mu'annas, you call it Zamir al-Qissa. You call it what? Zamir al-Qissa. So what happens basically, you just mention the pronoun, wahid muzakkar, wahid mu'annas, without any previous mention. To show that, look, the thing coming after this is very, very important. For example, Ya Musa, innahu, who's referring to what? The conversation starts here. But what should I say? Anallahu al-Azizul Hakim is very important. Is the sha'n. Something of great significance. So you say, innahu anallahu al-Azizul Hakim. And Allah addressed Musa, I said, anallahu al-Azizul Hakim. So by bringing the Zamir al-Sha'n here, what does that do? It creates emphasis. And what happens automatically when you hear like innahu and there's no marji', you start questioning, you start thinking in it. So when you might start thinking, what does it do? It makes you listen to the ma ba'dahu, the thing after, even with more attention. It's like a tashwiq. That's what he's saying here. Sometimes you can bring a zamir, okay? So tamkinu ma ba'da zamir, to give space. Makkana yumakkinu tamkin, to give space, to give importance, to give space. To give space to what is after the zamir in the heart and the mind of the listener, the mukhatab, the addressee. Why? لِتَشَوُّقِهِ إِلَيْهِ. See here, this is a space, this is a mistake. It's supposed to be awwalan, not awla. It's awwalan. I think our copy has a bit of a space in between. It's not awla, it's awwalan. Okay? Awwalan. So that initially, before even the sentence come, what do? You got his mind thinking, what's this going to be explained by? Nahu, hiya nafs. So basically, what's the sentence? The sentence is really, an-nafsu ma hammaltaha tatahammalu. The soul, the base desires. Ma hammaltaha, whatever you burden it with, it will take. Whatever you put on the soul, not soul, but the nafs, the base desires and the mind and the heart, whatever you force yourself to do, yourself will adapt to this. So so the is mubtada and this is khabar. Correct? But it's about zamirul qissa. The zamir has been brought first to bring when you say here, it becomes a sentence without a marji', you might start thinking, hey, what is this? And then you say, look, and this has been explained. What is this here? Is an-nafsu ma hammaltaha tatahammalu. Another example, what we give you, Huwa Allahu ahad.
You know in English, you know when you say it.
But that it is not, we call it dummy it. That it is not for position sometimes. It's not because of emphasis. It's more to do to maintain the sentence. Especially when you have a subjunctive clause, like an-masdariyya, we translate it. Min al-ma'ruf an talqa akhaka bi wajhin taliq. It is a good deed that you meet. It's not emphasis. It may become, for example, the truth is, As a matter of fact, something like this you can add on to create this kind of meaning. But the it itself is not Zamir, it wouldn't equate to Zamir Sha'an.
Do we not have an equivalent in English?
Not that I know. There may be, but I don't know. There's not exactly equivalent, but the other ways will bring the same thing.
Okay.
The same concept. Okay? Okay? Same here. Ni'ma tilmidun al-mu'addab. We say ni'ma tilmidun, so I think in here there's a Zamir. According to one, ala ra'yin. So that is what ni'ma. So it's who is this tilmid? So it's al-mu'addab. A very good student is one who is well-mannered. Okay? So you read this a bit and then good. So, right? So what happened here? So what's happening here? So one example is this one. Okay? قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ هَدْيَا يَا مُوسَى إِنَّهُ أَنَا اللَّهُ. So the Zamir, this here is Zamirul Shan. But if it's one, it's got Zamirul Qissa. For example, فَإِنَّهَا لَا تَعْمَى الْأَبْصَارِ. So basically, إِنَّ الْأَبْصَارِ لَا تَعْمَى. So indeed the eyes don't become blind. What becomes blind? The hearts become blind. So إِنَّهَا has Zamirul Qissa to show that the latter point. That لا تعمل الأبصار ولكن تعمل القلوب التي في الصدور. That's very, very important. It draws your attention towards this. Do you understand? Okay. You following? Achha. Moving on now. Some people have said, okay, before we move on, there's what have we read in Nahwa? That when the fa'il comes afterwards, when the fa'il comes after the fa'il, the fa'il has to be what? What sigha?
As much.
Huh?
Wide.
So if you have, for example, fa'il and fa'il, even if this is jama',
Wide.
this will always remain what? Wahid. Either mudhakkar or muannas, but you want, for example, you want to say ja'u an-nas. Would you? You say ja' an-nas. Correct? This is the lugha of majority of the scholars. Not scholars. Majority of the dialects of Arabia. Majority of the Arabian Arabs who spoke. That was a dialect. You following? Correct? However, there's one tribe, I can't remember the name of the tribe, they do this is their dialect. That's the dialect. So they will make the fa'il match with the fa'il. For example, they will say, Daraba ar-rajulan. That's the dialect.
Has it come to fruition in Quran?
Yeah. Okay? And sometimes people do use this, but it's not the common way, but it is one dialect of this, they do use it. And this has been used once in the, and this is known as because it's a poem or something, or it's a saying. They say, Akaluni al-baraghith. They reference the sentence as an example. And once you say this, you say, Min babi akaluni al-baraghith. So akaluni is what? Jama'. Al-baraghith is also what? Jama'. So akalatni al-baraghith. Yeah, akalani al-baraghith. But they say akaluni al-baraghith. That's an example. So min babi akaluni al-baraghith. This is either poet or the poem or this saying that this has become like the example of this bab, of this mas'ala. Okay? And it comes in the Quran. وَأَسَرُّوا النَّجْوَى. And they conceal their conspiracy or their secret talk. So what? فَعِلْ فَاعِلْ أَسَرَّ جَمَع مُذَكَّر. But the الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا becomes what? That's the fa'il. Why is that jama'? So you say, well, one possibility is it's badal of the asarru. And the other possibility is it's min babi akaluni al-baraghith, that lugha. What's the fa'idah? What do you think the fa'idah of this? Tawdhi ba'd al-ibham. Akalun. A bit like Zamir Shan. Like asaru, it's not Zamir Shan, but the concept is the same. It's mentioned vaguely, asaru, they, but who is it? Alladhina zalamu. So it's a kind of tawdhi ba'd al-ibham. There's one scholar, somebody asked him this question. So his answer was, what do you believe? So the question was what? Asarru najwa alladhina zalamu, against all the rules of grammar. Now how can you have something like this? It's against the rules of grammar. So the Quran, how can it be? You're saying it's so poetic and so eloquent. But look, there's a basic grammar mistake in here. So his answer was, he said the answer is, look, the Quran is, what you believe in the Quran, you believe in people. So yeah, for me and you that would work. But for a non-Muslim, that doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? So because, you get what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying that we don't believe in the Quran, but to prove something, you can't, you get what I'm saying? You guys, I'm saying because it's right. It's right because I'm saying it. You say, well, does it make sense? And beyond you, I don't accept you. So they don't accept the Quran, so that's not an answer. The answer is this. Look, there's one dialect, and it can also be ibham ba'da tawdih. And Arabs do use that. And even within this, even the Prophet ﷺ, he used it in one of his speech. Normally don't use it, but it gives a, like, when there's a space in between, fasil. Plus you want to give emphasis. For example, hadith, يَتَعَاقَبُونَ فِيكُمْ مَلَائِكَةٌ. So malaika is fa'ilan. يَتَعَاقَبُونَ is jama'. So this is from Akaluni al-Baraghi. So this mas'ala is sometimes used. Even the Quraysh use it, even the Prophet used it, even the Quran. It came in Tanzeel as well, the Quran. Okay? So this, some people say it's also from Izmar Qabl, this is also from Izmar kind of, Izmar. Why? He brought a Zamir, we should have brought a Zamir. Called normal rules, but it gives a faida of what? Ibham, Tawdih ba'd al-Ibham. You following? So this is what we have. We brought a Zamair, where usually they wouldn't be a Zamir. They would usually be Ism al-Zahir. You following? Do you understand? Any questions regarding this? Okay. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.